There are a lot of people who do not like the way this is being handled. You know what this is really about? Black people don't like to see black subjugated to anything. There is no culture that should overtake your duty as a black person. Black comedy. People are going to ask, which culture is more important, the black or the comedy? Yeah. Black police officer. Which culture is more important, the black or the police officer? If you are saying I am blue before I am black, then that means a nigga is going to get punched in his fucking face. Or a black man, as a black woman, is going to be abused because you are in the middle of a culture that can be dangerous to black people, and you ain't gonna say nothing because you blue and not black. We're gonna talk later about Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart and the sanctity of the NFL locker room. Are you an NFL player, or are you a black NFL player that will stand in the gap against racism or racist policies? Will you disturb the sanctity of the locker room, the culture of the NFL, for your blackness? If you do not do that, black people feel unprotected by you. And if they feel unprotected by you, they feel like they cannot trust you. And if they cannot trust you, they'll find somebody else that they trust to support. So the question in all of this stuff is, if you're a black comic, what's more important, the black or the comic? Because if there are rules in comedy that make black people feel less protected, less seen, more exposed, then people are going to be like, fuck your jokes. And that's fair. But when people are asking them, it's important that people know, Kevin Hart or anyone else, that they're not asking these questions like with an objective view of the lens of freedom of speech in America. They're asking these questions in context. And the context is 400 plus years of some of the worst torture, degradation, and disenfranchisement in the history of the world. And it's difficult to put that to the side for a laugh.
My brother Van Lathan, let me first start by saying, well done. Very thoughtful, my brother. You just articulated something that many people have not articulated. Some people want to show up as if the history doesn't exist. They just want us to move on like nothing happened. Easy to say when it has not you. That's what it is. But wasn't you either, Tim Black. I've been discriminated against. I've been called N-word by white people. We're not even going to get into my parents who grew up in the 60s. We're not even going to talk about my grandparents. See, back to what Van is saying. I appreciate him bringing that up because that's the reality of it. And some people can't put that to the side for the purpose of a joke. And this is a struggle that we go through because we want to enjoy life, we want to have a good time, but it's always there. It's always there. And that's why it was important to try to have a reconciliation. So here's the thing that kicks my ass. We got white folks who do not want to give reparations to truly turn the page. They just want to say, hey, you had Barack. When we bring up these issues, they don't want to hear them. And if you would have been with me riding to make your government compensate for that shit, maybe you wouldn't have to have that conversation. It'll just be, remember that time? Then we got that money that made it better and we kind of found a way so we could, be more equal. It's because of the condition that black people have been put in by the country, by this existence in America, that we've had to band together to survive. Chances are we don't survive if we don't band together. This has created a certain dynamic for black people that has carried on, has passed on through tradition. If all we had was us, we had to keep on having each other's back. You had to have somewhere to run. Black people hid black people when white people came looking for lynch mobs. Black people saved black people from lynch mobs. Not saying there was never a white person that did the same thing, but come on. how many white people were around to say black people from these? And there was a lot of white people watching as the body swung. So I get what you're saying, Van, about not letting anything subjugate take priority over your blackness. A cop, are you a black cop? Or are you a cop that happens to be black? Because it's important. Are you a black comedian or are you a comedian that happens to be black? Because see, here's the thing. Two things. I'm tired of people using their blackness to get ahead and then dropping it when it's convenient. When they needed support and their pockets was tight, they were a black comedian. They leaned into it, built-in fan base. They were a black actor. Built-in fan base. They were a black commentator. Built-in fan base. I can speak to this. Too many of black celebrities and stars and athletes, they black first until they get the paper, until they get the notoriety, and then they just happen to be black. And that's what the OJ statement was about. I'm not black, I'm OJ. They think they have transcended blackness till something happened. Then all of a sudden they black again. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Van. Are you applying that to the Democratic Party or not? Because I don't think you are. I am. I'm applying that to the Democrats. I say I'm black first. And if you black first for real, you couldn't ride with either one of these parties. How could you? Your people have been with them 60 years, and the racial wealth gap hasn't closed more than a penny. You've been with them 60 years, and our home ownership percentages haven't moved more than 3 digits. I mean, it seems to me like if the Democrats are working for you, what good are they? I mean, if that's what you consider help. Home ownership, life expectancy, health care, wealth. Last time I checked, it was only 3 strikes in baseball. That's 4 strikes. In columns that matter. I ain't talking about black Oscars and no dumb goofy shit. Black quarterbacks. How many black comedians, writers were at the Kevin Hart roast, for God's sake? There's a lot of black commentators, a lot of black influencers, a lot of black journalists, reporters, anchors, whatever people are called, these people that do what we do. They don't treat the Democratic Party the same way you treat cops. Are you telling on the Democrats? Are you doing what you say Abdul has you're saying Abdul, that's the young brother that spoke first about Jackson Dart. You're saying that Abdul he has an obligation to stand up for black people about racism and go at his teammate. Okay. Sounds good if Democrats apply that to themselves. Are my black Democrats applying that to their party? Because that's what all I'm doing. Nobody told you to go vote Republican. I'm criticizing the party that you've been giving all the votes to and all the damn money to and saying, what good are they? And trying to get black people to say, we have to not give them our vote automatically without demands, and we got to stick to it. That's black first. I'm tired of black Americans acting like Democratic Party is a black party. It's a white party, goofies. And this ain't just for you, Van, it's for everybody. The Democratic Party is a white party run by white people for the interests of white people, rich white people. I'm not fooled by the bullshit. Democrats and Republicans take money from the same corporations. Trump used to pay off both sides just 12 years ago. So I get it. I'm glad you said it. And I'm with you like 80, 75% of it. But fam, Van, and others And this goes for Van, this goes for Bakari, this goes for Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross, and D.L. Hughley. Oh. It goes for a lot of black folks who are in this media shit. Are you black first or are you Democrat first? I think if you were black first, you'd be more like me. Calling out the party is supposed to have your back and has us in this condition that we're in. Your solution is to keep giving them more votes. Give them more money. We ain't done enough for them. That's that Roland Martin, Al Sharpton shit that they become millionaires off of. Don't make much sense to me. Get what I'm saying?